There are pens that try to impress you. Glossy resin, bright trim, and loud colors. And then there are pens like this. The Pelikan Souverän M809 matte black. It doesn't compete for attention. It doesn't sparkle under light. It absorbs it. And in doing so, it becomes something else entirely. This is not a pen built to shout across a boardroom table. It is built to sit quietly in your hand and remind you that confidence does not need decoration. Today we're taking a slow, honest look at the Pelikan M809 matte black. Not just what it is, but what it feels like to live with. The M809 belongs to Pelikan's Souverän 800 series. That means full-sized, substantial, and serious. It shares its dimensions with the M800, long regarded as one of the most balanced fountain pens ever made. But this version replaces the traditional stripe barrel with something entirely different. Matte black resin and rhodium trim. An 18-karat gold nib plated in rhodium to match. Where the classic Souverän celebrates heritage through stripes and gloss, the M809 chooses restraint. And restraint, when done properly, is powerful. Gloss reflects light, matte absorbs it. That changes everything. Under bright lighting, glossy pens sparkle. They call attention to themselves. This pen does the opposite. It softens the light. It diffuses it. It almost disappears until you look closely. And when you do, you notice texture, a subtle satin surface, not rubberized, not rough, just enough grip to feel deliberate. It resists fingerprints better than gloss. It feels warmer in the hand, and over long writing sessions that tactile difference matters more than you might expect. This is a finish that rewards proximity. It is not designed for display cases. It is designed for hands, weight, balance, and ergonomics. The M809 weighs just under 30 grams inked. That puts it in a category of pens that feel grounded, but not heavy. Unposted, the balance sits slightly forward, exactly where it should be. Posted, it becomes longer, but not unwieldy. The section is comfortable, wide enough to feel substantial, narrow enough to avoid fatigue. Over extended writing sessions, something interesting happens. You stop noticing the pen, and that is perhaps the highest compliment, because the best writing instruments disappear, leaving only thought and ink behind. At the center of the M809 is its 18-karat gold rhodium-plated nib, two-toned in subtle contrast, classic Pelikan geometry. Pelikan nibs are known for generosity, and this one is no exception. The flow is confident, not uncontrolled, not gushing, but assured. There is a softness to this nib, but it does not flex, not dramatic line variation, but a slight spring that makes writing feel alive. On rhodia paper it glides. On more textured paper it offers a whisper of feedback. Just enough to remind you that something mechanical, something precise is touching the page. It starts every time, without hesitation, and no hard starts. Reverse writing is possible through slightly finer and drier, and perhaps the most important thing, it feels dependable. Not flashy, but dependable. And in a world of unpredictable tools, that consistency is rare. As ink flows through the feed, as the piston reservoir feeds the nib, you begin to understand something about this pen. It is engineered for continuity, long letters, journal entries, documents that require patience. This is not a pen you flick open to jot a grocery list. This is a pen you reach for when the words matter. Pelikan's piston system is legendary. Brass internal components with a smooth travel, generous ink capacity, around 1.3 milliliters, results in long writing sessions without worry of running out of ink. When you turn the piston knob, it moves with quiet resistance. It has a deliberate, mechanical and reassuring feeling. There is something deeply satisfying about filling a piston pen, watching ink rise through the barrel, knowing you are preparing for pages, not paragraphs. Pelikan has refined the system over decades, and in the M809 it feels mature, not experimental, not trendy, but proven. After weeks of daily use, something becomes clear. This pen does not try to win you over immediately. There is no dramatic first impression. Instead, it grows on you. You begin to appreciate the matte finish when light hits it at certain angles. You notice how stable it feels during long writing sessions. You start reaching for it not because it's the most expensive, but because it's the most reliable. This pen is not inexpensive. It sits firmly in the premium category, and visually it is understated to the point that some might find it plain. If you love the iconic green stripes of the traditional Souverän, this may feel too restrained. If you prefer ultralight pens, this may feel substantial. And matte finishes over many years can show micro wear differently than gloss. But these are not flaws. They are preferences. And understanding that difference is important. So who is this pen for? The M809 Matte Black is for the writer who no longer needs spectacle, for the professional who values discretion, for the minimalist who appreciates texture over shine. It is for those who understand that refinement does not need embellishment, and perhaps most of all, it is for someone who writes often, because this pen rewards time. There is something deeply confident about a tool that does not try too hard. The Pelikan Matte Black is not loud. It is not announcing itself. It simply performs, page after page, day after day, and over time, that quiet consistency becomes something more powerful than flash. It becomes trust. The Pelikan M809 Matte Black is not a pen you buy to impress others. It is a pen you buy when you no longer need to.